cannon fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over the world. So yes, welcome back to another upload, a preview of Arsenal back in action again in the Premiership after a couple of very indifferent games. One of which, the Watford game, which is a team which kind of showing us that they're out of sorts. A coach still trying to find his way as well as his best 11. Schizophrenic, indifferent, unsure, lacking confidence? Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. And then we went on to Eintracht Frankfurt, back in the Europa League Cup action. Was it a surprise? Yeah, it was to me. Absolutely surprised because I couldn't see. I mean, for me personally, I thought it was going to be a draw, maybe a 1-1 or 2-2 draw. And again, it was a defence on both sides, as well as Arsenal, showing really a defence that just cannot defend. Players who still don't know their rhyme or reason, the confusion, the organised or disorganised confusion in the defence. A defence really crying out for help, help in the front too. Familiar faces in Lucas Torreira, Granit Xhaka, and I just still wonder about why is it that we've got a coach clearly asking Lucas Torreira to be so far up front, where he's sometimes even ahead of our record signing in Nicolas Pepe. So the questions remain the same. However, I thought personally that Martinez played an absolute blinder in goal. An absolute blinder. I know I'm going to get onto Saka and Willock a little bit later on, but when you've got a goalkeeper who can actually probably challenge Leno, and clearly he didn't trust the defense. He didn't trust them because he kept, you could see those Lewis and Chambers literally in the penalty area, and he say, no, we're gonna play for percentage. We're gonna clear the ball. I'm not gonna put myself and my defense under so much pressure. So what you saw a goalkeeper really taking, command of the situation and already reading the game. No matter what the coach told him to do, they said, no, we're going to play for percentage. I'm going to clear the ball and let you guys battle it out in the midfield area, which is a little bit weird because the defense, again, they can't defend. But I like that. The fact that, Martinez was already thinking, no, we're not going to play it short. We're not going to play it out from the back because I don't trust you guys. I don't trust you. So there you saw, the goalkeeper, clearing it out from the back, letting the midfielders, battle it out. And I think it was refreshing to see that. Because as much as, we lambast the defense, we lambast Socrates and Lewis, Leno played it out to them rather than, clearing it out. He started the tone. The tone was set by Leno. But anyway, that's gonna be a different story there. That's a different story. So getting back to Willock, again, he's done nothing wrong. I know he had an injury going into the last game there. That's why I was thinking, why didn't Emery play him? But there, he suffered a thigh injury, which is why we didn't see him play there. But look what happens when you do play the youngster, and he delivered in the Europa League. He delivered. He scored a goal. And then we've got Saka playing on the left-hand side, who, produced the intricate play, who was the link in the midfield on the left-hand side, because we've been crying out for a left-sided player. And Bukayo Saka, he delivers at the age of 18. Again, if you don't play them, you're not going to see what their worth is. How much did we pay for him? Nothing, because he's come through the youth. He's come through the youth. So all power to Willock and Saka. And personally, I would play Saka because Reece Nelson, he's had a couple of chances. He seems a little bit out of sorts. Yeah. I know literally when Unai Emery did put him on, it's like he was asked to climb a mountain. And I guess it was a little bit unfair, but even before that, I'm not sure where Reece Nelson is actually grasping the opportunity that he's been given. So for that mere reason, I would play Saka. No questions asked. I would play Saka ahead of Reece Nelson. But anyway, we'll get into my 11 at the end. By the way, guys, if you're just passing by, you've seen Canafora TV for the first time, make sure you subscribe to Canafora TV. We've got loads of segments we do here. Mondays is the fan comments that I do. Wednesdays is the voice of reason. And Friday is usually the easy talk. So again, if you're watching some playback, make sure you subscribe to Canafora TV. Right, so that's out of the way. Right, so I go into Ferreira and Xhaka, Granit Xhaka, who's belied player, captain of Arsenal. And people say, well, how do you know who's the captain? Because he wears the armband, obviously, even though I'm not even sure if Unai Emery has actually announced his 5 captains. Not one captain, but 5 captains at Arsenal. But anyway, so we've got Lucas Torreira, who I thought was supposed to be a defensive midfielder. So then why is he playing as if he's an attacking midfielder? Unai Emery, you've got to play this guy as a defensive midfielder. That is his strengths. Trying to read the play, break up the play from the attackers, and then releasing the ball so we can get into the transition. It doesn't work when he's so far ahead. There's no defense. He's supposed to be sitting with Granit Xhaka, defending the back 4 or the back 3 or whatever you want to call it there. But when he's so far ahead, he leaves the back door open for the defense to be, open wide, so vulnerable. But again, Unai Emery, I mean, the identity of the team, it's struggling. There's no rhyme or reason in this team. That's one thing. Granit Xhaka, I'm really lost for words because apart from his long range shots, what more does he bring to the table? Is he really a captain? Is he captain material? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. But again, that's going to be something that's going to run and run and run until there can be some balance. Because there's no balance in the team. But anyway, so we go on to Sunday's match versus Aston Villa. And over the last 12 meetings in all competitions versus Aston Villa, they have only won 1 game. We have won 11 and there's been 1 draw. So is it going to be a case of Father Christmas? Are we going to give Aston Villa the chance to beat us on Sunday? Listen, guys, I don't really know. But in regards to my 11, I'm going to go for Leno and go. Right back, I'm going to put Chambers because I thought Chambers had a relatively good game. He wasn't fantastic, but with Ainsley Maitland-Niles, the way he plays as if he's a midfielder playing at right back because he's trying to do nutmegs, trying to cut in. And as a defender, you just play for percent. You just clear the ball out. He plays as a midfielder, playing right back. So anyway, I would drop Ainsley Maitland-Niles and I'd prefer to have Chambers. Chambers really did nothing to be dropped. But what happened was we had like a last buy in David Luiz and we thought he's going to be an upgrade on Socrates. No, because he's given away 2 penalties. There just doesn't seem to be any kind of synergy between him and Socrates. And maybe Socrates doesn't really trust David Luiz. So that's one thing. Left back, I'd have Kolasinac because I'm not sure how close Tierney is to coming back to play in the first team. I would have David Luiz, Socrates in a defensive role there, centre backs. Then I would have Granit Xhaka with Torreira, but they have to sit and be disciplined in their roles there. You can't have them marauding forward. They have to sit and defend the back 4. Have Pepe on the right-hand side, our record signing, 72 million, who's misfiring. Again, I know it's early days, But I think the longer it goes on where he's not scored a goal, it's going to play on his mind. And I saw on Twitter when Aubameyang had the ball in the Europa League, why did he not square it to Pepe? Listen, Aubameyang, he's a striker, and he scored. So really, it's for Pepe to find his way to score a goal. But yeah, I would have Pepe playing on the right hand side. I have Ceballos playing in the number 10 role. I'm gonna leave it at that. And then I would have Saka playing on left hand side. And the lone striker, Aubameyang. I'm not sure how close Lacazette is coming back, but that's going to be my 11. I'm not sure, guys, whether you agree with me or not. Tell me what you think. And that is it. That's pretty much as it is. Let's quickly go into the chat. I think there's probably one comment in the chat. Got right from the podcast. Miss Arsenal, so impressed with our youth players on Thursday, especially Saka, 2 assists, 1 goal in the Europa League, and that's what I said. So for that reason, I would definitely play Saka. Guys, any more comments before I log off? My preview of Arsenal versus Aston Villa this Sunday. I'm not even sure if it's an early kickoff, so I don't know. I see there's 3 of you. Thank you guys for coming to see me live on my preview. So whoever's watching, come into the chat. Tell me what your thoughts are on the Europa League game versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Your thoughts on my 11 before I wrap up this preview. Anybody else wants to come in? Nobody else wants to come in. What's going on with you guys? You're half asleep because it's, what time is it now? It's 20 to 2. I'm not even sure what's happened with them lot down the road. Yeah, so guys, what are your thoughts about how we played on Thursday with Emi Martinez not trusting the back 4? He just played the ball long, man. I was thinking, yeah, just because you can play the ball short in the area doesn't mean you have to every single time. So it was so refreshing to see Emi doing that. I'm thinking, you know what? I don't trust you guys, so I'm gonna hit the ball long. And what do you guys think about Saka and Willock? Nobody wants to come into the live chat? No? So yeah, so let's see what's gonna happen, with Arsenal. What kind of Arsenal are going to turn up on Sunday? Is it going to be much of the same? A team that doesn't have any real identity? Or are we going to see something a little bit different? Are we going to see some different faces, some youth players playing on Sunday? I'm not absolutely sure. Right, so guys, it appears I'm going to call it a wrap. We've done it in less than 15 minutes, and I think the most who came into the live stream was I think four or 5 people. But anyhow, I'm going to call it a wrap. If you've been wondering who or what you've been watching, you have been watching Cannon Fodder. Sorry, guys, I had a slight blip here. I was gonna. Oh, anyway, forget that. So we've got Rising 101 who's just come in. Says Martinez is self-assured and commanding. Need Leno to have that same energy and not just happy to be playing for the Arsenal. Yes, you're right. And also, I've got to say as well, it's good to have competition. It's good to have competition because you don't want players who literally just been, like you say, just been sitting there thinking, yeah, I'm just going to be earning my corn. And I've got to say as well, Mustafi played all right, didn't he? He played okay. There weren't too really alarming mishaps or mess ups which led to a penalty being given. But but no, you're right. Martinez. So would you play Martinez? Would you play him ahead of Leno just to kind of freshen things up? I don't know. Okay. Any other comments? Any other comments before I wrap up this live preview. Okay, all right. So I think that's it. We are gonna call it quits. So for the second time, if you've been wondering who or what you've been watching, you've been watching Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over the world. And there's no breaking news.